What's good, YouTube? It's IQ Domino. Come back and try another video. We about to go into why women actually want you to not talk to them so they stay attracted to you. So, it's an interesting title, but I just clicked on it. Let's get into it.
All right, so in today's video, why women actually want you to not talk to them, I'm going to be giving you step-by-step proof,
God
step-by-step
damn.
examples, pretty much
Got a mouth
step-by-step
equation.
real-life things you can apply. That way you can attract whoever you want way quicker than anybody else. Now, on top of that, I'm even going to do something else. I'm going to show you why she will never tell you this. It's very important to realize that she will never tell you this because this is a true test of your own competency. Now, we just crossed over 1,650 guys inside of our community. I'm helping them learn, understand, and master the language of women. So after today's video is over, be sure to join us inside of that. But let's dive in. So, why women actually want you to not talk to them. You might hear that and go, oh, well, that's crazy. How is she going to know if I'm flirting with her or not and if I want to take her out on a date or not? Okay, that's the point that I'm trying to make. You exposing this stuff is exactly why she doesn't want you. So, guys who focus on things like chemistry or riz, okay, or social skills, they fail to realize a few things. They fail to realize that even if you win over her emotions short term, even if you and her sleep together, even if she claims you're charming, these guys fail to realize this, okay? They fail to realize that all of this has diminishing returns to the end of the relationship or to the end of the interactions. Here's what I mean by that. The more you talk to a woman, the less she likes you and grows bored of your personality. So some of you hear that, and instantly you try to find a workaround.
Now, listen, bro. I will say this. In reality, bro, it's not really that deep. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. It's because it really is your social skills. You have to be able to communicate yourself, but at the same time, you shouldn't be the same person every time y'all talk at the same time. And at the end of the day, there's so many layers to you that you don't have to be there that often. Me personally, you don't have to. You have to be there that often because as long as you being intentional, as long as you saying, as long as you actually creating that atmosphere where you can flirt. As long as you're creating the atmosphere when you let her express herself, you give her a safe space. As long as you are being bold, as long as you are being, you setting your boundaries, as long as you standing on your boundaries, as long as you doing all that, it creates a certain pressure when it comes down to her understanding what she can and can't do, causing her to really have that internal, battle on herself of what she can and can't do, one. And two, your personality should carry everything else. Your flirting should carry everything else. So you talk sexual and y'all talk about what y'all want, you want to do to her, that should take everything else. All the rest of that shit, it's just peaches and cream. It's not really that deep. Now, me personally, you shouldn't talk to a woman all day. You shouldn't talk to a woman every day. Me personally, I don't think you should talk to a woman every day. But unless it's like unless she proved that she deserved to be there. But what I want y'all to realize is this: it's not really a strategy thing. It's the way you see yourself and the way you move thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't know. It's not that deep.
So your workaround is always, well, maybe I need better social skills. Maybe I need to be more charming. Maybe I need better riz. Maybe I need to be a better conversationalist so that way I can hold her attention. And this is exactly why you keep failing. You cannot work around female nature when that's just how she is. Okay, so this is what I mean. The more you talk to a woman, the less she likes you and grows bored of your personality. Even if you're famous.
You shouldn't give a fuck. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. You should not give a fuck if she likes you or not. I'm gonna keep it a bean. You shouldn't give a fuck. Well, not like you or not, but the attention part of it. Like, you shouldn't care about that. Either does she like you or she don't. Now, when she starts showing you that she like you, right? She has to do things, bro. It cannot just be, you know what I'm saying, she just getting you for the free. She got to show you. She has to continuously show you. She has to. By you being, you know what I'm saying, if you really got your game tight and you know what you got to do, you gonna always just by you being around, you're gonna show her why you the one that she should choose. But at the end of the day, it's like if she don't, she don't. If she do, she do. You just leave that ballpark open and let her decide. Don't make it a big deal. Like me personally, I don't think that y'all should be thinking about a woman, you holding a woman's attention. It's either she fucking with you or she ain't. Like you good with it, you good without it. What's the difference, bro? You still alive, you still breathing, you still think the same. You the same person. You should continuously grow every day, regardless. Me personally, but
oh yeah. Even if you're a pro athlete, we've seen this before. And even if you're good in bed. Because women's emotions tend to gravitate to the man who is not desiring them. And I'm sure they almost wish it wasn't like this. But sadly, this is how it is. So instead of wishing the world was different, you, my friend, need to get better at laying your cards properly. So, as the novelty wears off, she loses emotional investment. You cannot outgame female nature. I'm going to say that one more time. You cannot outgame female nature. So let's move on to this side of the marker board. Women respect you more when you don't.
I disagree, bro. I disagree. You can definitely outgame female nature, bro. Cause put it like this. It's the truth, right? It's just truth. Women, they fuck with guys who don't care. They fuck with guys who tell them what it is. They fuck with guys, and some of them don't. Some of them don't. Some of them like to be lied to. But at the end of the day, it's like you're not going to get every woman, right? But the best thing you want to do is maintain and continuously grow and connect to who you are in a deeper way. When a woman decides to connect with who you are, it's her choice. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If she's showing you that, you should only care whether she decides or not. If she shows you qualities that you like in a woman, if she's doing things that the woman that you want, to do, if she's doing those things, if she's making a point to show you that she wants to be chosen, if she's not doing that, you have no fucking reason to care about this woman. I'm just keeping it a beam. You should just focus on yourself, and I promise you're gonna get them. They're gonna come. I'm telling y'all, they're going to come. But to stay like, that's kind of what I don't really like. Well, I would say I don't like about the title because it's like, this should never be your focus. Like, talk to them so they stay. It should never be your focus. You should not care. You should not care. I'm just being honest.
To talk to them or desire to get to know them. I'm going to say that one more time. Women respect you more when you don't talk to them or desire to get to know them. So there's a friend of mine. Okay, this is what he said. He's about 25 years old, and he came up to me, and he was like, yeah, it was so wild. I was with these 4 women last night, and, we were all just talking at this party, and I heard one of them say to the other, she goes, yeah, I don't know why I'm always so much more attracted to the men who are not trying to talk to me or give me more attention. This is what he said. This is what you're going to hear.
This is what you got to realize, bro. Oh, my God. Is that if you are thinking like this and you're doing this, you got to realize that you're thinking from a mindset of doing this shit to get a woman. Right? Now, I'm going to be 100% cut with y'all. The reason why I say you should not care about, really, you should just want to give her a safe space and let her be herself, because she's going to show you a version of herself. Put it like this. If you go at her trying to really figure her out, right? Just trying to figure every little detail, she's going to lie to you. She's not going to show you who she is because she's not comfortable in who she is. When you give her a safe space, you provide her that space where she can be who she is, but at the same time, show her who you are. That's all I do. I show them who I am because I love me. I love to conversate with me. I love to be me when I'm out. I love to see what's going on, see what kind of conversations I'm going to have, see what kind of strategy I'm going to come up with my mind, see what kind of scene I want to paint in my mind, see what kind of, things I want to do. I do that inside of myself. I do that with myself. And I just put that on display. And she gets a chance to just be in the presence while I do it. In my presence while I do it. But at the end of the day, it's like this, though. it shouldn't be like your bread and butter to say I'm going to do. Women like this. This is why I'm going to do this. No, because you're going to attract women that are not for you. They're not for you. You shouldn't. Honestly, you shouldn't even want every. It's a lot of women you're not even gonna want. I'm telling y'all, they gonna like. It's women that will desire to be in your presence so bad. They will want you so bad. They will want to cuff you. Like I like you. I just don't want you to fuck with no other women. They are going to be like that, but it's just like they are not even that kind of woman to make you even consider that. You know what I'm saying? They haven't shown you the qualities in a woman to make you even consider. That's why I say you shouldn't really trip on that. Like I feel like motherfuckers be too eager to get the pussy, and they be blinding them to themselves. Like it's like you giving up on yourself to get some pussy. Like that's the worst thing you can do, bro.
This is what you're going to realize. This is what you're going to experience. Okay. The problem with a lot of men is they try.
Bro, that should have caused so much. That should have caused so many problems, bro. That should have caused so many problems, man. That should have caused problems.
They actually try to attract her. They try to get to know her. They try to take her out on a date. They try to form some kind of companionship or some kind of relationship. But what you have to remember is the way things operate today, she does not need you. Okay? She doesn't need you. She doesn't need you for anything. She has her own life with her own job and her own passions, and she's fine. So because of that, you have to focus on attracting her instead of trying to obtain the date. And I'm going to show you what I mean here in just a little bit. Problem with a lot of men is they try, when in reality, all forms of effort implies that there is a deficit of some kind of perceived lack. I'm going to say that again. All forms of effort implies that there is a deficit of some kind of perceived lack. So the reason why the guy is putting in effort is because he feels as if he has to. Well, then in her mind, she goes, well, why does he feel like he has to try? And then she ends up being with the guy or sleeping with the guy who doesn't try at all because he appears to be higher value than you. Now, this goes so deep, okay, by you even saying hello in the first place, you give a bit of validation. By even saying hello, by even acknowledging her right there and saying hi, you are giving some kind of validation. So women feel more desire, or women tend to desire the men who don't talk to them. Women will tend to desire the men who do not talk to them far more than the men who talk to them. Okay? This is what you have to remember. It's impossible to get rejected or to take a decrease in social status if you never overtly attempt to win her over. So when do you take a decrease in social status? When do you get rejected?
Just listen to everything that he's saying. He's telling y'all to pretend. He's telling y'all to pretend. That's it. It's really just cut and dry. It's cut and dry, bro. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all this. This is what I'm going to tell y'all. You should not focus on a woman all day. You should be thinking about a woman all day. You should be focusing on yourself. You should be doing what you want to do. What should be that's where your focus should be. Why? Because you should be good with a woman or without her. And you're going to act accordingly. You're just going to move that way because that's how you're looking at life. It's not about you pretending to do this so you can get this woman. It's just how you look at life. Respectfully. She's going to want you because this is just how you are. But this motherfucker is telling y'all to pretend, which means that y'all the way of thinking is not there at all. The real way of thinking. And when she find that shit out, she ain't gonna respect you.
When do her and her friends automatically not like you? It's when you have overtly attempted to win her over and get her to like you. That's when the women don't like you. Okay? I'm trying to get you to rethink some beliefs. I'm trying to get you to rethink how you see things play out in your dating life. And you better believe that I'm trying to get you to believe that you need to join us inside of my community so you can learn, understand, and master the language of women. Because that community is growing every week, and I'm here to tell you this. There's a reason for that. Okay? Now, let's go to the next piece. Why she'll never tell you any of this. Why is she not going to tell you this, that she doesn't like the men who try to talk to her? Why is she not going to tell you? Well, obviously she doesn't want to expose the truth. Obviously she doesn't want to let you know that. Obviously she wants to maintain some of that leverage. And obviously she wants to be able to disqualify the men that she automatically wouldn't want. Okay? Here's why she'll never tell you this. She wants the men who do not understand how dating dynamic works, or what some would call, how the game is being operated, right? You got to get good at playing the game, okay? She wants the men who don't understand the game, okay? Back and forth, how this is going to play out. She wants the men who don't understand the game to present their interest forward, so she has reason to disqualify him, as he has proven that he is not pre-selected. Okay? So right here, this game that's being played, it's always a game of who is showing the least amount of interest. So let's just read this one.
Listen, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the real. Let's say this, y'all. Let's say you do have 5 women. Let's say you have 5 women. Now, me personally, I'm not gonna show y'all the names and shit, but any fucking app I open that's a dating app, that's a fucking my text messages, you know what I'm saying, my Facebook, there's women there. There's women there that have shown me, hey, I want to get to know you more. What's your number? I know I can set up and get their number. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that I already know. With that being said, there's always going to be another woman. There's always going to be multiple women. If I can't see you, I'm going to go see somebody else. If I can't see her, I can go see somebody else. That's it. It's either you got it or you don't. It's either you got it like that or you don't. It's either you care or you don't. It's either you care or you don't. But a lot of y'all, motherfucker want to skip to being this way. Like, you can't skip to being this. No, you have to set boundaries. Let somebody probably break your boundary, you probably let them slide. Let them slide. You got a real reason to show, like, listen, I'm never letting another woman slide again. You got to text a woman this. You know what I'm saying? You got to move like this with a woman and see how she responds. You got to move like that with a woman, see how she responds. Move like this with a woman, see what she say. You got to see how women play games. You got to see which women who play games. Because they always going to, when you meet them, most women, they going to be, no disrespect to women if y'all watching this, they going to be a little fucked up. There's certainly, you know what I'm saying, you might meet her and you got to realize, help her realize that, you got to not even help her realize, but just show her by you being yourself that it's cool for her to be a little fucked up. It's cool. It's funny. It's a good time. It still could be a good time. You know what I'm saying? Embrace who you are. Like, she really start opening up to that. She start showing more of herself. And then when she go fuck with niggas like this, that's pretending to be something. Now, in a real life situation, I don't know him, but if a guy is just a certain kind of way, he might really believe him. This might be his entire philosophy. It might be his, I don't know. But the way he's saying it, it sounds like he's pretending. I'm just keeping it a bean. And somebody just hop on this and just go off what he's saying. They gonna be fucked up. Like, they're going to pretend to be this guy. And when they pretend to be that guy, and a woman pick up on that he pretending to be that, because the shit that he's saying and the shit that he's doing, she's not going to respect him. And especially if she's a woman who, I feel like any woman gonna figure it out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It don't matter, like, the experience or non-experience, of not having experience, not having experience. She can be green behind the ears. She's still gonna figure it out. Like, I'm telling y'all, because it's just when you pretending to be, and it's crazy, you're not actually gonna really enjoy the experience. You're not gonna enjoy the experience. That's the craziest part. You're actually not gonna enjoy the experience. You're not. You're not gonna enjoy the experience. And it's gonna suck for you. Just think about that. Just think about that, bro. Like, if you really gotta pretend and you can't be yourself, you gotta overthink. You gonna have anxiety. oh, what if this happened? What if that happened? What if she do this? What if she say that? Like, you really care for, you care about a bitch who don't care about you. Just imagine that, and you can't get out of that thinking because you're trying to be like what he telling you to be like. That shit's bad. Ain't lying, like, this is really low key bad coaching. It's bad coaching. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It's not really good. From my opinion. It's my opinion.
One more time. She wants the men who do not understand the game of dating dynamics, of how things operate between you and her, because some guys don't get this. And when you don't get it, what it shows is you don't have a lot of dating experience. Well, that obviously makes you not pre-selected. So obviously she wants to be able to disqualify those guys right away as fast as she can. So that's why she's not going to give you any inside information. She wants the men who do not understand how the dating dynamic works to present their interests forward to her, so she has reason to disqualify him as he has proven that he is not pre-selected. So if she told guys this, or if women would tell guys this, automatically men would start to know things that women didn't want you to know in the first place. So she wants all the men who act incorrectly to present themselves forward. Okay? All of the men who act incorrectly, meaning they show overt interest and they're really trying to obtain that date and work and put in a lot of effort. She wants those guys, okay, to show their interest. She wants those guys to present their interest forward. Now notice this word act. She wants all the men who act incorrectly.
Since when has your mom been so carefree?
Enjoy.
It's about how you act. If you're bad at acting, you better get better at being a better actor. That's what I'm going to say. So yes, women care about how you act. So this is why guys call it game. Because in a game, you have to lay your cards properly. Okay? In a game, okay, you need to put on the act. What is the act? The act is carrying yourself like a man the right way. Most men don't know how to do this because you've been told your whole life all the wrong beliefs that leave you stuck in your dating life, continuously thinking that you're unattractive, continuously believing that she has all the leverage over you in the relationship, continuously believing that for some reason you're not going to have a lot of options, or, you know, the fact that you probably keep telling yourself that you have all these insecurities when you probably don't, and there's no difference between you and the other dude because you're a person too. They want you stuck in that cycle, okay? So, notice, act like an actor.
Let me tell y'all the real. This is the real. Alright? Let's just say 50% of y'all that's watching this or that have watched this video, y'all have approach anxiety. Do y'all think that a woman is not going to pick up on whether or not you are a real one or a guy who's pretending to be a real one? You don't think she's going to pick up on that? The shit you do, the shit you say, the little details, and the way you think. But because you have approach anxiety. You literally get anxious to go walk up to a woman and talk to her. Just think about that. You have that. It's a way of thinking. But think about it. You have anxiety when seeing a woman. So in conversation, you have anxiety when it comes down to setting a boundary. You have anxiety when it comes down to telling her what to do. You have anxiety when it comes down to expressing yourself in a real, truly authentic way and just basically being creative in front of her, going off the dome. You're going to have anxiety. You're going to have anxiety when it's time for you to actually talk sexual to her. You're going to have anxiety when it's time to make your moves. You're going to have anxiety in different facets of the conversation, of the whole conversation. You're going to have anxiety where you shouldn't have anxiety because you have anxiety towards a woman. You're thinking negative. You think about negative possibilities and you care that much. You think about negative possibilities so much that when you see a woman, you think about the worst case scenario. You're going to always think about the worst case scenario. It's not going to be just when you approach that woman. You're going to always be that way. It's not a one-time thing. It's either you are or you aren't. And people like to move like they are this guy. That's what they fuck up. That's why they fuck up, because it's feminine. That's feminine. Like, that's why it's like you really should set yourself up to really be someone who doesn't care. All the time. You should not care all the time. You should never care. You should never care. Never.
You have to act properly. Well, some of you say, well, I don't want to do that. I want to be honest and true to myself and who I am. Well, congratulations. If that's the wrong act, then you're not going to do very well in your dating life. You might be great in your personal life, but you're not going to do very well in your dating life. I'm going to tell you one thing. The guys that I see in life who have success in a lot of different areas, they know how to act in different circumstances. The guys who don't have a lot of success in life tend to act the same in every circumstance, and then they tell themselves, well, this is just who I am. People can either accept me or not. Yeah, okay, maybe. Maybe a little bit. Maybe that might work for you in certain circumstances. But if you're trying to get a job, you better act the right way to get that job. If you're trying to get a date, it would be beneficial to you if you act properly to get that date. Okay? So women don't want you to be genuine. Women don't want you to be yourself. Women don't even care if you're honest. No. Women only care that you're acting correctly. And by you acting correctly, you maintain her interest and her attraction. That is what women care about. They want you to act the right way. Well, for some of you, you say, well, that's not a congruent personality for me. That's not, if I act that way, Cazey, that's not me being congruent with myself. That's not me being honest with myself. Well, okay. I guess you can keep telling yourself those beliefs. Here's the thing. If you're not open to any change, you're never going to actually make success in a different area that you haven't had before. You're going to have to adapt. I have to adapt.
That nigga got most of y'all with that statement. I think he got most people with that statement. Like, if you're not willing to actually change, you're not willing to do it. Like, but at the same time, look at the like. Let me tell y'all something. This is what y'all should really want. Y'all should want to be free, do what you want, say what you want, move how you want, think how you want, do what you want to do, and get what you want, because it's just a line. Like, it just come with the way you think. That's how you should move. Like, it should be what you want to do, not, oh, I'm doing this because it is. Like, no, like, you should have rules. Like, if anything, you should have rules. I'm not doing this until I don't give a fuck about any of that until I see this. If I see this, her doing this, then cool. I'll start considering it, because it's still about what you want to do, right? But when he telling you to act, like, you pretending, dog. Who the fuck want to act all the time? Who want to do that? No one. No one wants to do that. That shit is draining. I'd rather just me talk my shit, me tell my jokes, me express my thoughts, and get the pussy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get the pussy. You gonna get the pussy, bro. Just relax. You gonna get the pussy. Just, matter of fact, it's really up to you. I can get it anytime I want. You know the last time I've been on a date? Last time I've been on a date where, like, a woman just didn't want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, or she wasn't shaking, or she wasn't, like, really gripping on me, and, like, she really showing me that she really interested, or she want to fuck. Like, just, you don't have to act, guy. I'm telling y'all, you just got to change the way you think. Like, and if you really look at it, the shit you doing is kind of what you don't really want to do. If you look at your whole life, no one thinks about a woman all day. Nobody wants to text a woman every day. Nobody wants to talk on the phone with a woman every day. No one wants to do that every day. No one. What the fuck? Let her ass be. I'm gonna be honest. Let her be. Let her live her life. Because no one wants to do that all day. No one. And that's okay. And if you are doing that and you want to do that with her every day, ask yourself this: why? What do you like about her? What do you don't like about her? What do you want? What are some things that you want her to do? What's the things you want her to stop doing? Weigh the pros and the cons. Like, it's a way of thinking. Like, you gotta, like, really just look at the reality of what shit is and make a decision. Like, if you can't do that, you not that guy. You need real coaching, not pretend coaching, not acting coaching. You need real coaching.
Every single day that...
Man, click the link down below.
I'm working, every single day that I do everything. I'm constantly adapting, constantly growing. Well, you're going to have to adapt and grow to get new successes in areas in life you didn't have them. Okay? Keep that in mind. So, what you want to do is you want to attract. You do not want to overtly try. attract. You do not want to overtly try. Guys who overtly try and then they keep telling themselves that they need better social skills when in reality they're fine. Like, your social skills are fine. You've been able to order food and go to the doctor and, go to your job meeting and all this your whole life. And you've been able to communicate just fine. You're fine. Okay? You don't need better social skills. You need to understand how to act better so that way women are attracted to you. Okay? You want to attract. You do not want to overtly try. You have to master the ability to captivate literally so much attention, okay, as a man, that she reveals her high interest to you. You need to make yourself nice and big and shiny.
That's it.
Where she goes, wow, there must...
That's it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's why I'm telling y'all. Just focus on yourself. Get your game up. And just fuck with different hoes. Fuck with different hoes. Just fuck with different hoes, bro. Fuck with different hoes, bro. Just fuck with different ones, man. Like,
this is so crazy.
Just fuck with different women.
I was dreaming about you last night, and I ain't gonna lie. I found a vibrator that was, charged, and I started, playing with myself, thinking about you, and I was dreaming of you last night. But,
bro, like, you don't have to. I can find. Listen, I'm telling y'all, like, you don't have to pretend. I promise you, you don't have to pretend. You just gotta stop being a bitch. That's it. You just gotta stop being a bitch. You gotta be okay with being alone. You gotta be okay with not talking to her every day. You have to literally be okay with that. But if you're not, that means you got a problem. You have a problem. You have a problem. You know what I'm saying? You got a real problem. Like, you do. It ain't about the woman. You do. You have a real problem with yourself. If you can't live your life, let's just say you just chilling. Doing your hobby. That's what you say you're doing, an in-house hobby. Playing a video game, art, crafts, whatever the fuck you do. You doing that. You should be happy with you should be able to do that and be happy with your whole day. Because you got yourself. Watch a movie and do that, and you be cool. Have a real cool, chill day. Or go do what you do. Go out, be by yourself. No friends, nothing. You should be cool. You should be by yourself, be able to be cool. You should be able to do that. If you can't, you got a problem, bro.
Must be some value over here. There's something different over here.
You have to like you.
And
it can't be pretend. You can't pretend to like yourself. You can't pretend to love yourself. You have to love yourself so motherfucking much. I'm talking about me personally. I like Oreo. You know what I'm saying? A little Oreo. You know what I'm saying? Little Oreo ice cream, little smoothies. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I'm eating, if I got a little Oreo shake on the side, man, I'm good. I don't give a fuck if it's a burger or a chicken sandwich. I don't give a fuck if it's some shit that I kind of like. I'm talking about collard greens. I like collard greens, though, depending on who cook them. But you know what I'm saying? As long as I got that on the side, I'm good. You should be your Oreo Sunday. You should be your own Oreo Sunday. I'm talking about I used to be in the military. Listen, I hating it. Used to be sitting in silence, laughing, smiling, because I'm in my own thoughts, really, really just having a good time in my own thoughts. And whoever come around me, they just get the energy. They just reciprocate it. Most likely, I'm just going to joust with whoever around me. But this shit gonna get reciprocated. Whoever I actually fuck with. Let's not get that fucked up. The military ain't like a lot of them motherfuckers.
Check out what's going on over here. I'm going to show you how to do this in just a little bit, and I'm going to even give you some real life circumstances. So in 2025 and beyond, my theory is this. You're going to notice that women are really only going to be going after the pre-selected men. Okay? Because they have their own lives, and they don't need you. So always give the illusion, the attitude, and the demeanor that you already have a girlfriend. If you give the attitude, the illusion, and the demeanor that you already have a girlfriend that you're loyal to, you will notice that you stay 1 to 2 steps removed, and you will only engage in surface level conversation. And she's going to notice that you probably refuse to show overt interest. And since you appear like you're not trying to take this a step further, she now desires to get to know you more. Because now you appear as if you already have options. Okay? So here's what you're going to find. Women love your nonchalant attitude that signals that you don't care. So a lot of guys, they tell themselves, what do I have to do? Do I have to be super confident? Do I have to try to talk really fast? Do I have to try to hold her attention? Do I have to try to be this type of guy or be that type of guy, and there's a lot of confusion, and guys don't know. Guys don't know. So I'm going to tell you right here what women actually respond to best. They respond best to that energy that says, I don't care. You can take it or leave it. Nonchalant attitude, like I have a nice bed and I got food in the fridge already, so I don't really need to talk to anyone because I'm good. That's what women respond to. So there's guys that tell themselves, well, if I just talked a little bit more and got out of my comfort zone, if I just was a little bit more assertive when I said hello, like instead of saying hello, I said hello. Oh yeah, then she would have really liked me. The things that men convince themselves of in order to try to convince themselves why they should have more options or why these deficits in their life are occurring is so backwards. And the reason why it's backwards and why you'll never figure it out unless you understand these principles is because her emotions are opposite to your logic. Okay? So women actually love...
I ain't gonna lie. We're saying it in different ways, but it's similar to that. You should really be good with it or good without it. Like, you should really be good with it. You should be good with it, or you should be good. You should be good without it. You really should be good. Like, you should be okay with it or without it. You should be good. Like, not pretend good. Like, nah, you should really be good. Like, okay. You should be just good without it.
The attitude that is nonchalant that signals that you don't care. Because that's how a true king would carry himself, because he already has what he needs. So when you want to talk about a man of status, that's what it looks like. Okay? And that's why a lot of times guys who do this can make less money than you and be shorter than you and still win over the woman that you have a crush on. Okay? So, I'm going to let you in on another secret. I believe that women actually hate that they love it. I think that they hate that they love this nonchalant, I don't care attitude. Because logically, what makes sense on paper is they would tell themselves, I want a guy to care about me and do all these things. But then they're sitting there empty-handed in the relationship wondering, well, why don't I have any attraction to this guy anymore? And they're struggling trying to figure it out too.
The reason why is this. In the real way, in the real world, not in pretend world. In the real world, they can't find it nowhere else. They can't find it nowhere else. They can't find somebody that can make them laugh. They can't find somebody to make them smile. They can't find somebody to make their pussy wet. They can't find somebody who can check them. They can't find somebody to give them a space where they can be themselves. They can't find somebody where they can, do whatever they want to do. They can't find that. They can't find that person. So when it comes down to it, and you just are that person, they can't help but want to know more. But when they realize that you're still focusing on getting other women, you still focusing on yourself, you still focusing on your money, you still focusing on your business, you still focusing on your grind, you still focusing on your life, and it's not all about them. You 9 times out of 10, you gotta realize about women is that they always have to pretend. They always have to pretend. They always have to fake it. They always gotta, move and start. They always gotta do the thing to pretend. They always gotta do that. So when they meet somebody that's really real, it'd be like, this nigga really real. He really real. And when it happens internally with them, they lose it. They be like, damn, he really real. I don't want to fuck with nobody else because he's everything, and I know he gonna do him. He gonna be able to do him regardless because she really experienced you for who you are. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all can do it this way. Y'all can pretend to be this, or y'all can actually become this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can pretend to be, or y'all can actually be this. You know what I'm saying? Or you can. It's a choice. It's not something that you pretend to do, because if you pretend to do it, you're doing it for the woman, and when you don't get that woman, you know what I'm saying? You gonna feel like shit. You can do this and you can strategize on how to get it, but you trust me, y'all. You much rather just be the guy and not be pretending to be the guy, because everything actually makes sense for you. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it be the shit that he's saying in the image he trying to display, I get. But the reason why he doing it is just not. It's like, it's weird. Like the way what he actually is saying. I put it like this. What he got on the display, it makes sense. But he really doing it for the woman. And to me, that don't make sense. Like, that shit don't add up at all. That shit is kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. It's not real. I don't know.
Okay? Keep that in mind. She's always comparing you also to the fantasy of the other men that she could potentially have on social media, or the other men who are, already attracting a lot of women, which means it's even more important that you carry yourself with this kind of attitude, because here's the thing. You want to always give the illusion that you're pre-selected and that you probably already have a girlfriend. So what do? For some of you saying, well, okay, Cazey, like this makes sense, but I have 0 options. I don't have any options already, and I'm not even talking to anyone right now. So what do I do? Like, if I'm not...
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's right there. That's the problem. Because if you doing, let's say y'all do all of this shit perfectly. Let's say y'all doing all this perfectly. You're not gonna actually get the woman because you're doing this for the woman. And when you're doing this shit for the woman, she's gonna pick up on that you doing it for her. She's gonna pick up on that you pretending for her. Because the shit that you're going to say and the shit you're going to do is not going to align with these actions, because it's not real. It's not real. For you to operate like this, you have to be a delusional man. You have to be a delusional man. Like, I'm doing this so I can get the woman. Like, no, bro, that's shit that women do. Women do that. Women do that. I'm going to act like this so he can look at like, so he can act like that. That's what women do. Women do that. Trust me, I've had women play games and get cut off. Clean the fuck off. Get cut off. Women play games and it's like, stop conversating with them. Because it's like, they really don't know how to operate, bro. Like, they pretend. They don't know how to just be themselves and then get what they want. No, they try to pretend to get it too so they can get what they want. That's what they fuck up. That's at least with me. Because I'm going to see through it. Once I see through it, I'm going to get you to open up. And we're going to get to talking. I'm really going to turn you on. I'm going to start talking some nasty shit to you. And once I see that you really got a freak in you, once I hear a giggle, once I hear a moan, once I hear you say something back, I know who you are. I know what you are. And once I see that, once I hear that, once I hear certain things in the conversation, I'm listening, baby. So that's how I know a woman going to hear what you, a woman going to hear that you not really that guy. You know what I'm saying? She gonna hear that. If you being delusional, she gonna hear it. She gonna hear it, bro. It's gonna be bad. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be bad. She gonna stop talking to y'all. Y'all gonna feel bad. Y'all gonna feel bad because y'all really listening to this garbage. This garbage. This garbage. This garbage.
Not talking to anyone. What do I do to actually have options? If you're telling me why women actually...
But you know what's crazy? I will say this. The way he marketed, the way he got the board up and the way he wrote it all down, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can definitely see how on the business side, he can be winning. Because he can scam a lot of niggas. And he probably gonna get, he probably got some results. But the shit not real. Like, it's not like how I really think like this. No, it's not gonna be no shit like, this is how I really think. It's never gonna be that. Like, like, that sucks. I'm not gonna lie, that sucks. Like,
want you to not talk to them. If you're sitting there reading this title going, well, how's this going to work? Let me explain. You're focused on the wrong things. You're focused on communicating with them and talking to them instead of positioning yourself in certain areas that help you generate attraction by being in a position of status in that environment. And I have multiple examples in my own dating life how this played out. You need to put yourself in arenas where you can basically dominate socially by being a big fish in a small pond. Okay? You want to be a big fish in a small pond so you have a social presence and you can really captivate that room and you appear as if you're that guy. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways throughout the years, okay, how I actually did this myself, okay? we're going to go through a couple different circumstances, and then I'm going to show you how this unfolded, okay? So ways that I've done this personally with myself. So always remember that women only see what's in front of them. So the man in her vicinity can be the pre-selected guy in that environment, okay? That means if you, let's say you take a swimsuit model, okay? Or you take a, one of the most beautiful magazine models in the world. She's a beautiful woman. Here's what you have to remember. When I say women only see what's in front of them, here's what you have to remember. Even if she's a swimsuit model, and let's say she's used to professional athletes and she's used to dating famous musicians and all this stuff, right?
None of them.
If that same woman decided to go to, let's say, a small town in a random state that she's never been to, and there's a small town there, okay, and let's say she's at a random local bar, and let's say there's only 50 people in that bar total, there is still a high probability that there is 1 to 2 men in there who have done something socially in this small arena, okay, where they can potentially generate, okay, attraction with her. Even though this is the type of guy that she's used to, she's in a new environment. This is why I'm telling you, you need to focus on putting yourself in an environment where you can have a social presence of being a big fish in a small pond, so that way you can win some dates and that way you can attract them. So let me give you an example. The very first thing I ever did when I started something online, it was about 2017. And I had this brand.
This is bad. This is bad, man. Let me tell y'all what he doing, bro. Everything that he doing, everything he's saying is cosmetics. He's basically like the female version of the male version of females. He want to seem a certain kind of way in a woman's eyes. He wants to go out and do things for the sake. Now, it's one thing to just say, I'm gonna go here so I can go meet some women. I want some ass tonight. That's cool. But he's saying you need to do this because this is what she's used to doing. Like, he's literally thinking about everything outside of himself. Right? He think about everything outside of himself. When you think about everything outside of yourself, you're going to have anxiety. You're going to be scared. You're going to have doubts. Because you're thinking about things that are outside of your control. And when you're doing that, you got to realize, bro, your mind isn't, at that point, your mind not your mind. Your mind is for everybody else around you. Like, no. When you go somewhere, it's like, bro, hone in to you. You're supposed to be honing into you. That's when you're supposed to hone in. You're supposed to always be honed into you, but like in situations like that, somebody who wants to attract women, they not honed in themselves at all. Which means that when they go into a situation like this, it's gonna be bad because they really not honed into themselves. It's gonna be ugly. Cause they gonna be stressed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be weird. They gonna come out weird. Because it's just like they are focused on everything outside themselves. They're not focused on themselves. You gotta be, bro. How can you be chill if you focused on what a woman think? How can you be chill? You focus on a woman fucking with another guy. Like you putting yourself in a situation where you are already like thinking about shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this bad. And let me tell y'all something, bro. When a woman really pick up on the fact that you worry about the cosmetics more than her. You worry about how the image look more than her, how the shit seem more than her instead of what it really is. She gonna pick up on that. Why? Because it's a woman. That's what she do. She do that 24. You think a woman not gonna pick up on that? It's what she do. It's what she do. So what's gonna happen is you gonna get women who don't have good looks. That's the only way this shit would work. Or you lie so cold, or you such a cold actor, and you so delusional that you have convinced yourself that you really the thing, and the woman that you get gonna have to be a little dumb. She gonna have to be a little delusional her damn self, like for that shit to work. Cause it's honestly the truth. is right there. Like what if y'all really listen to what he's saying, like this shit got 100K views, bro. Like I can only imagine, like he probably got hella conversions off this shit. Like that shit bad. It can be bad. Like he really probably do shit. Hey, listen, I'm gonna let y'all.
And it was
this shit bad.
my fitness business.
This shit bad.
So what I used to do was I was a fitness coach, okay? And I had this one specific program in my town or in my city.
Think about this. Just think about this. This how I really look, right? I'm gonna say this. This is all I got to say. So, I'm like a novice boxer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the greatest in the world, but I can actually box with amateurs and pros. I can hold my own, but most pros, I'm pretty sure I would get my ass whooped against. I'm being in a boxing ring. I'm pretty sure, cause I'm a novice. I'm me, so I'm still magical in that motherfucker. Like they be like, only a month, okay, you gonna be alright, you gonna be good. But I'm still a novice, right? So a motherfucker like him, let's say a motherfucker that's just big as fuck. He's big. He's a big guy. Let's call it he a big guy. If he come in that ring, if he come in that motherfucker, most people when they see him, they gonna be scared. Even I'm telling y'all, even a boxing gym, a guy his size, they gonna be scared. But you wanna know when they not gonna be scared is when they get in the ring with him and they see him throw a punch if he don't know how to fight. They gonna stop being scared very quick. They gonna stop being scared real quick. Real quick. They gonna stop being nervous real quick. It's gonna take the longer he in that motherfucker, the more he gonna get his ass whooped. That's all it is. That's really all it is. You just gotta really be that. Like you can't pretend to be. You can't pretend. You can't. If you pretend, a motherfucker like me, a novice, I can tell somebody like if some people they be like, I've been doing this shit for 2 years. I get in the ring with them, I'd be like, you been doing this for 2 years? You sure? And I just be like, it's fool. You fool. I'm about to fuck you up. If I really want to, I can fuck you up. I never really fuck somebody up. Like, cause I light spar. I don't really try to knock niggas out. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while, maybe. But me personally, I light spar. Maybe going 70% at the most, but mostly I light spar. I only go heavy on the back. I only go hard on the back. But like, once I see that I can fuck you up, it's bad. It's gonna be bad. They got a lot of people in that gym, in my gym, they will knock you the fuck out if they see that you can't box. They will knock you out. So it's like, bro, that's all it is, bro. Like y'all like motherfuckers that really watch him and they get really caught up in what he's saying. Y'all better wake the fuck up. Y'all better get out of La La Land. Y'all in fucking La La Land. Y'all are in La La Land. Tell y'all, bro, if y'all run into a woman that really know what she doing, or a real freak, or a real woman that really know how to really play the game, or a woman that y'all gonna get cooked. Tell y'all gonna get cooked, and that's most women. That's most women, by the way. At least most good looking women gonna run into a lot of guys. They're gonna run to a lot of guys. You're gonna be cooked, and you're not even gonna know. You gonna care so much that you're not even gonna know why that you cooked. Cause you pretending. It's like you don't even see where you might have went wrong, or cause you so busy thinking about her. You might, I should have said this so she can like me. It ain't gonna be nah. I should have really went more into explaining, like, or really I should have took my time on really delivering the image of what I really had and how the moment really was, or how I think the moment would be with me and her. Or you're not gonna be thinking what you would be doing so you can basically get better at doing it. You're going to be thinking, oh, she ain't like me because I said this or I did that, and maybe I should have said that different. Maybe I should have said, no, it's really just you have to be yourself and just let the cards fall before they fall. All the rest of that shit is pretending. I'm beyond it.
Okay, and I didn't come from a very big town, okay? So this was about 2017, and I made some workout programs, and some of them were specifically designed for women. And that's what I would do, is I was a fitness trainer, and then they grew in popularity a lot because I was attracting a lot of clients through all my testimonials and the stuff that I did. Okay, so I had these fitness programs in 2017, and then all of the women, or not all, but like a lot, right? A lot of these women started signing up for these programs in my hometown when they would see the other women's before and after transformation testimonials of their fitness journey. Okay, so naturally, here's what happened. Instantly, I had a bunch of attractive women all of a sudden following me, okay, and a lot of them were all eager for dates. Now, doing this is how I actually got my second girlfriend. And not only that, there was numerous women along the way that I met, okay, naturally, and a lot of these women wanted to actually see me, okay, because the position that I built in this spot was I was this dude, okay, who was fitness coaching women, and a lot of women were responding very well to it, and all of them really liked it. And then the rest of them just followed. This is a way I did this accidentally. This accidentally positioned me in a position of status in that environment. And then it's like, well, once I got a girlfriend, well, there was other women.
So tell me this, y'all. Tell me this, y'all. I'm pretty sure all of us has been to high school. Me personally, I've been to, I was the guy who was not the most, I was kind of known, but I wasn't like a known guy in high school. Because this high school shit to me, right? Life is high school. Honestly, life is high school. But I wasn't the most known guy. They've had women who had like thousands of followers. They have thousands of followers now. And they really wanted to fuck me. Now keep in mind, at the time I ain't had no game, so I couldn't execute. But my personality alone, off the personality alone, like I was in there. I was in there. I'm telling you, like I'm trying to give y'all the real game, bro. Like if you really got it, you good. Like keep in mind, progressing on, I'm not the most known nigga now. I got bitches that really have a lot of followers. 10K, 20K, 30K followers. Women who low-key, like, locally famous. That shit don't mean nothing, bro. I'm not that status shit don't mean. It's either you know how you that guy, you not. You know how to damn, I ain't mean to do that. Easy to you know how to talk to her or you don't. But either way, bro, like this shit feminine, bro. Think about it. Just think about it.
Who almost appeared as if they were waiting for her and I to break up so that way they had an opportunity with me. So notice pre-selection was also generated. I didn't even try to do this. I was like 20, 21 years old. That's it. I didn't even know what I was doing at the time. But what I did and what I built, there was enough value there where women were like, okay, what is going on here? Okay, and naturally, that's how that unfolded. Let me give you another example. What I would do a lot of times, because it was almost like when I was younger, I almost kind of just knew this stuff automatically by default. I don't know what it was about me, but like I almost just knew this stuff. I knew that if you talked a lot and you revealed your interests, you're going to probably mess up or something like that. I'll even give you a couple different examples here. So what I did when I was younger, okay, around the same time here, is I was constantly, a lot of times I would throw like house parties. Okay, so here's what would happen. When I was younger, I'd throw these house parties, okay? And here's what would actually happen. I could literally sit there, okay, or like at one point there was like an upstairs loft or balcony. I could sit there and say nothing and do nothing. And a lot of times women would just come up and say, "Is this your party?" And they would want to start a conversation. Because I've created the environment, I put myself in a position of status, they would naturally assume that there's value here because they're going to go, look at all these people. All these people are here. Well, what's so great about you? Why did all these people want to come? This is actually how I met my first girlfriend. So the first girlfriend that I ever had, she came to one of my house parties with a different guy. She came to one of my house parties with a different guy, and me and that dude were talking for an extended period of time. I was probably talking to him for like 45 minutes to an hour, and I didn't even know that she was into me. And then naturally, okay, the next house party that I was at, she just came up to me and she said that she wanted to go home with me. That is literally how that happened. She chose me. The women do the choosing. Instead of trying to communicate so much interest of thinking you can do the next thing and say the next thing to get to where you want to be, you have to focus on positioning yourself in a position of status, okay? So here's the funniest thing about this. By attracting those girlfriends, other women almost knew what league that I was in. And then they would look at her and be like, oh, well, she's attractive. I should probably talk to him too. And one by one, it's like I grew the attraction through that environment. And you can copy paste this into any guy's life or any kind of lifestyle. You just have to actually get creative. You have to think outside the box. What you want to do is you want to actually think about this from a standpoint of like identity or community. Okay, identity and community. So let's say it was 1,000 years ago, before cars and airplanes and whatever. People couldn't just travel, and people didn't have cell phones, so we weren't all connected. So women were used to being with the guys in their community. And instantly, each guy in the community would have an identity. Oh, that's the farmer. That's the guy who leads, this part. That's the guy who helps with hunting. That's the guy who helps with farming. That's the guy who makes shoes. Okay? This guy is the leader of, woodworking for chairs and tables, whatever. I'm making stuff up off the top of my head. But that's what women were used to seeing. They were used to seeing a guy with an identity in a community, and he had social status for having that identity. This was the same for me. When I was a fitness coach and I was attracting women without even knowing it, all because I had women-specific fitness programs, and women naturally liked it, I had the identity of being the fitness coach in town who coached women in their fitness journey. And then naturally I attracted women. It's really weird how this happens. When I was the house party guy, it was like, oh, there's this guy in town throwing house parties. I should probably get to know him. It's identity. The identity of the man reflects through the community. And that's why you need to focus on putting yourself in arenas where you can win socially by being a big fish in a small pond. Now, I'm going to say this one last thing. Obviously, you can see I take these topics really seriously. And obviously, I'm probably putting out more value than almost anybody. If you think that I go deep in these topics, you should see how deep I go when you see my actual process inside the language of women. I've been helping guys learn, understand, and master the language of women, and that's why we've now grown this community to the number that it's at. So jump inside of that with us. You'll love it.
All right, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. But, yeah, I'm going to be honest, bro. I could definitely see how you can get misconstrued, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. A lot of y'all niggas gonna be delusional if y'all listen to that nigga. But I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all, man. Peace, man.